Hello and welcome to another Pilates class. So today we're going to have as a tool a kitchen towel or kitchen cloth. So I'm sure you all got some in the cupboard. So this is ordinary kitchen towel, that will work. But as it's Easter and I like colours, and the episode of coloured Easter eggs, we're going to have coloured cloths. Steve, which colours would you like?
Oh, mystical purple.
You need two.
Red.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. So you can see where we can apply some of this to our cleaning routine in the kitchen. Is it hurting? Ah! Okay, so if you hold the cloths like you would be smoking a cigarette, maybe we've got some smokers or ex-smokers, so just in between those two fingers, yeah? There we go, and just hold them. And then we're going to do a Pilates setup.
Like, okay.
There's a purpose to this.
Ex-smoker or something.
Yeah, that's a purpose to that. So feet nice and parallel, looking down. If you haven't got a mirror, make sure you are parallel or have your parallel machines.
Block.
Okay, and just let the arms hang, forget about the cloth for the time being. Soften your knees, and I think today we're going to close our eyes for the setup. So we're just going to really tune into your bodies. So we're going to start from the top just for a change. So just imagine you have to balance an Easter egg on top of your head. And that's not in the box, it's just the chocolate egg by itself. So how upright and tall would you need to stand to balance that Easter egg? Okay, so lengthen the back of your neck. Lengthen the whole spine, let the shoulders, allow them to open, be nice and broad. Arms hang heavy. Lengthen your spine a little bit more. Focus on your pelvis. Visualize the pelvis bowl. Maybe because it's Easter, it could be like a little Easter nest with loads of eggs and sweeties in there. So you don't want to spill any of that because you want to eat it later on. So let that Easter nest fall right into the center, softly engaging your tummy. That might mean you might have to bend your knees a little bit more. Right? And then focus down into your feet. All 10 toes evenly on the floor. The balls of the feet evenly on the floor and the heels. And it might be quite weird sensation with your eyes closed. I feel like I'm twisting and shuffling round. So obviously I've got nothing visual to check here. So if I'm leaning to one side again, you've got to tell me after the video because I can't see it. So just take 3 nice breaths, preferably sideways breathing, really engaging the diaphragm. Don't forget about the egg on top of your head. Well done. Then slowly let your eyes come undone. I'm going to bend our knees a little bit more. You keep your arms long or you can bring them onto your leg folds, whatever you prefer. And we're going to do a pelvic tilt. So tucking under and releasing. Really zipping up the pelvic floor from back to front. Squeeze the zipper and then tummy should squeeze in automatically. And if it's a bit slack, then you've got to help it a little bit. Yeah? So just reminding yourself of your full wrap. You draw your belly button down into your navel. You try and draw the hip bones closer together. And you try and tighten your internal corset. 3 things all in one, like a Kinder Surprise egg. Which brings me back to Easter eggs. Okay, now make that movement smaller and smaller until you're right in the middle. Lengthen your spine again, and we're going to bend the knees and straighten, zip up and hollow more. And repeat, bend the knees, straighten, zip up and hollow more. We're going to do 2 more. Bend and straighten and bend and straighten, floating up into your toes. So energy through the legs, through the inner thighs, into your big toe joint. and lowering down. And repeat 4 more rises. And 1, and lower, and 2, and lower, and 3, and lower, and 4, and lower. Excellent. Soften the knees again, reassess the posture, and we're going to float our arms forward so that the palms are facing, thumbs up to the ceiling, loose, not tense, and floating back down. Okay, really zip up and hollow, and then allow your arms to rotate to the side, palms up this time. And you should be feeling your shoulder blades. Let's bring the arms back forward, palms facing, and float down. Breathe in, exhale, zip up, hollow, palms facing, rotate so the palms come up, and then rotate a little bit more. And this is actually quite good with the cloths, because you can quite clearly keep them in your peripheral vision. Yeah? So just hold the cloths up there, check that you can still see them, and then rotate. Okay, and then we're going to do one when I come out of peripheral vision. So let them disappear. There, and rotate. Now that might not work for everybody, so I can see where this is going wrong. So if I'm coming out of peripheral vision, obviously this is really difficult without the mirror. See what my lower spine wants to do, because I'm quite tight in the shoulders. So if that's happening to you, just bring your arms to where you can keep your posture. So none of the duck business. I know it's Easter, but no ducking. Okay, so we're going to do a few more. Forward, and side, and rotate. That's it. If you've got some really advanced students in here, we can combine this with our bends and rises. So I'm going to demonstrate a few. So we're going to go bend and straighten, and rise, and lower, and bend, straighten, and rise, and lower. And don't forget to rotate the palms. 2 more. Bend and straighten, and rise, and lower, and bend, and straighten, and rise, and lower. Excellent. I'm going to bring the arms into a V shape, so forward, and then the palms stay facing. Okay, so what's going to happen there, probably ribs come up, so draw the rib cage back down. Remember that internal corset. And it might be that your arms only come to here, and that's fine. It's just knowing where you are, and then making the journey to where you want to be. Okay, so you can add a one-legged balance. So next time your arms are up, float onto one leg. And then circle the ankle. Oh, mine's very noisy today. Other way around. And same thing on the other side. Floating the arms up. Lifting the leg and circle. And the other way around. Good, excellent. You can hold the cloths any which way you like now, legs a little bit wider. And the feel good bear, so just whack the cloths around you.
Dusting the shelves?
Yes, dusting the shelf, so it could be going around the house, dusting it. Keep doing that. I'll check what's on my list for the next exercise. Okay, yeah. Excellent. Sorry, we do need to come back to holding the cloth like a cigarette. Okay, back to your nice Pilates stance. This time float the arms to the side, so shoulder blades are engaged. Now this one's for your coordination because my left arm's totally going into lolly. So we're going to do little arm circles, but you want to wrap the cloths around you. So it goes jump, 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 jump. 1, 2, wrap. 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 Keeping the shoulders engaged. See the one left one went to lolly. So keeping your arms nice and straight, no bendy wrists. But it's amazing how this is quite simple with the right arm if you're right-handed, and the left arm sort of dolloping behind, isn't it? Anyway, that's just for a little bit of fun. Then hold them any which way you like, and we circle the wrists. Oh, Steve's getting hot from all this cleaning.
It's from the radiator actually, boiling.
Circle the wrists and circle the wrists. Okay, let's be a cowboy. So get that lasso up and circle the wrists. Polishing your halo or polishing your Easter bonnet. Other way around.
Morris dancing.
Just a bit, isn't it?
It is.
And other arm. Yeehaw! And other way. And then both arms together without whacking yourself on the head. And the other way around. Excellent. Okay, a bit more fun. Arms to the side, arms in. Now keeping your elbows lifted, you're going to choose one arm and circle outside. Yeah, keeping the elbows still. There's a movement from the elbow, not from the wrist. And then go the other way around. Also gives you some nice cooling air. And other way around. So if you're watching from the, oops, just whacked myself in the face. Yes, keep your elbows moving loads.
That's my left, isn't it?
Yeah. So it should technically be possible to sort of do it here. Practice against the wall. Too far forward, I'm cutting myself out here. And then both at the same time. So it's like a windscreen wiper gone mad.
Or is it back against the wall like that? Trying to keep the elbows. I mean, it's a bit far back from my injured shoulder, but...
Oh, yes. Okay. This will also work really well with plastic bags because then it'll make a pleasing swooshing sound. Good, so that was a little bit of fun. Okay, now we're going to do some proper washing. Okay, so take both cloths, hold them in front of you and wring them out. Have you ever done that before?
We used to do it with bands for old people for their wrists.
Okay, make sure that the hands are both facing forward. So both arms are the same length.
Why don't you do that and wring it out then?
Well, I'll start here, ring, and then stretch both arms forward.
Oh, I see. You start with your hands in opposite position like that.
Yeah, okay. So, Pilates stance, soft knees, and then we're going to spinally rotate to the side, keep the hip bones forward. Then you're going to fold your elbows in, bringing the wrung out cloth to your chest, and then pull it apart. And release. And you're rotating to the other side. And folding the elbows in, wring it a little bit more and pull it apart. So what you're doing with your cloth, that wringing sensation, I want you to imagine that's what's happening to your waist. Wring it more, make sure the shoulders stay level, back shoulder down. Wring it.
Wring it.
Wring it. Squeeze. Well, you can try this with a wet cloth and see how much water you get out of it. That'll be some fun for the garden.
I'm going to have to turn this heater off now.
Okay, Steve's got permission to leave the room to turn the heating off.
Oh, wring it.
One more. And then I've got an extra challenge, which I've been trying to work out and I can't do it. Okay, relax. Do you like to hop and turn the radiator off?
Yeah.
So you know how you wring something out, you always sort of do it the same way round. So I don't know, I've got my left hand on top and then I wring it whichever way it is. Can you try and wring it the other way? Which is really weird. Yeah, so whatever you've been doing, just try wring the cloth out the other way. And then we're going to do 4 more. So rotate it to the side, bring it in, rotate a little bit more, recover. Steve, we've done the same wringing again.
Right, I've destroyed the studio.
Let's just try the studio. But we've been wringing it the other way around, which is the coordination part. So wring. Last one.
There you go.
It's hard, isn't it? No, you still got to have both knuckles on top. If you normally have your left hand in front, then here you want to have your right hand in front. Just turn it the other way around.
Never mind. I'm never very good with dusters anyway.
No, apparently not. Okay, then we've done that side stretch with wide legs. Okay, right. Yes, we're going to have the legs a little bit wider. Hold the cloths any which way you want. And you're going to do a side reach. So you're trying to reach your hand with the cloth to where the corner meets, where the ceiling meets the wall. That corner. What's the name for it? Isn't there?
The architrave?
Any builders and
Was
DIY
picture rail architrave?
Picture rail is lower down, but you know what I mean. That's sort of 90-degree angle there. So you're going to reach that way, and then reach the other way, and back down, and again reach, and reach, and down. You can have your knees slightly soft, so it's not a side bend. We just want to reach as far as possible. Waist toner. We're all going to be so toned by the time this is over. One more, and then we have a little add on. Okay, we're going to add in high release. That's optional. So you're going to go right, left, come to the center and lift your chest towards the ceiling. Yeah. So making sure none of that. That's African dancing. So we have reach, reach, come to the center, bend knees, tuck under, and just lift the chest towards the ceiling, making sure we're not doing that with the head. Okay? And then start then going to the opposite direction. So, opposite direction to what you did. And high release, putting the shoulder blades down. And we do 3 more. And 1, 2, come to the middle, tuck under, lift, pull the shoulder blades down. 2 more. Chuck. And tuck under, lift chest to the ceiling, shoulder blades down. Should also be a nice chest stretch. Last one. And release. Good, let's just do some swinging in between. So Steve loves this one.
The swinger. I'm looking at the swingers.
So just do one arm, so it goes from side to side. Letting those knees bounce, and you take the eye line with you. Changing sides. Wonder how many people listen along.
So Morris, English Morris.
Both arms. You can do that with the knee bounce as well. Doom, da, 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 da. Change direction. Right, that's one more with a side bend. Just checking what the book says. Downwards error. Oh yes, okay. So you also prepares these things and then one can't remember what it was. So feet back into your Pilates stance. Okay, bending the knees. Okay, this sometimes a side bend, so you're bending up and over to the side. Bend your knees a little bit more, tuck under, float the other arm up. That's not what I wanted to do, but that's good too. And recover. And bending up and over, bend more, tuck under, reach the opposite arm away. So I know my clients keep going. We're going to have a few going this way. Remember your plumb line. So bending to the side, bend knees, tuck under, and then reaching through both arms.
Yeah, anybody dodgy backs, bend knees a bit more, make sure you don't stick your bum out.
And you can also do it against the wall.
You're closing your hips.
With it in your imprint position. Yeah. So if you're a dodgy backer, if you are one of those dodgy people, do it against the wall. There might be some layers.
Dodgy people do it against the wall, I know.
Might be some rolls in the way. Okay, but that's not what I wanted to do, but this is good too. So what I had planned was similar. So you're going to bend to one side, bend and tuck, and then as if you're putting bow and arrow. I quite like that. And then you're going to release forward yourself, half a roll down, really tucking under and coming back up. Soft knees, bending up and over, bend more, tuck under and pull the arrow. It's like you wanted to shoot yourself just beside the foot, pulling that elbow up. That's it, and release to half a roll down. Oh, make sure your knees don't go cowboy-like, or for some of you that might be knock-kneed.
That'd be me.
Bend and tuck, and shoot that arrow, looking down strongly. So in an ideal world, I think my cloth should be hanging in almost one line. Can't really see what I'm doing. And tuck. Oh, that's good for the lower back. One more on the other side. Bend and tuck, and pull that arrow. Cleaning's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, shouldn't be done.
Okay, now finally, let's do a nice relaxing roll down. Just one or two or three roll downs. If you're quite confident with those, float your arms up and go on a rise. Straighten your legs at the bottom, so we've got our hamstring stretch. And bend and roll it back up. Okay, the next time we are going to stay down. Okay, so you want to have your legs a little bit wider apart now. A little bit wider than your heels, not heels, your shoulders. Take both cloths into one hand. You might want to get rid of the block because it's in the way now. And then you're going to do figure of eights, cleaning the floor. Does it hurt, Steve? Oh, no. So try not to move your legs on the first bit, so it's just your upper body. Okay. And then you can start making it a little bit bigger. So rock your legs from side to side. And then try and make the widest figure of 8.
So our knees are bending, are they?
Yes, I think you'll have to.
One bends the other.
Tattling the legs. So how far over can it go? It's like you're stuck in the middle of the kitchen, but you want to clean the whole floor. And then also include the front and the back. So all the way forward and around to the biggest, fattest infinity sign you can make. Yeah, so let's reverse. Why not? Oops.
I like this one.
Yes. Now, if you've got any super bendy people, you can get your hands down. You do it like this. Okay. And then we're going to come back up. So shuffle your feet slightly in. And we'll roll it back up. We've got one more. You either need 2 cloths or the one. So you're going to stand on the corners. Okay, we'll go sideways. Okay, hold on to it. So you're going to zip up and hollow. Slight tension on the cloths, and you're going to try pull your tummy in and push your back away. So you're actually giving yourself a back
Slide it with the towels.
Yes, it is. And then release. And breathe in. Exhale, zip up and hollow. Oh, and release. That is surprisingly hard. But it's a good stretch. You can also wiggle your bum from side to side. It's amazing what you can do with simple household items, isn't it? And just one more time. Okay, and if you want to go extreme, it's another way of cleaning for the corners. That works really well. Excellent. Coming back up. Okay, we'll take a quad stretch. So hold on to something. And we're just going to do our standing quad stretch. Take your socks, or you could use your cloth around your leg. Just tuck under and circle. And the other way around. And the leg. Hold on to something, or you might be freestanding. Tummy's in and circle. And then we've got another good one coming up. So now there's lots of little cobwebs on the ceiling. So we're going to do a tiptoe walk to fetch your mat. And as you do so, you're going to reach up and get rid of all those cobwebs. There we go. Right, prepare your mats. We need to stay further back, otherwise I'll cut myself out again. And just come down. I'm going to flick the page. Only one more page to do. Just checking the time. Well, time's flying if you're having fun. Okay, so if you are pregnant, or we should have one baby by now. I think the next one's due in May, so we're still good. If you're pregnant, I'm just going to do some pelvic floor seated, so either on a chair or cross-legged. I know you're all fine sitting cross-legged, so just really zipping the pelvic floor up, nice and slow and down. See whether you can count it, make it 4 counts, 5, 6, 7, 8 counts, but sort of build up the strength, and then also start really relaxing it at the bottom. Yeah, so work on that. All the other lovely people. All the lovely people. You're not pregnant, are you?
Oh, so. Well.
Okay, so let's just start on a few pelvic tilts. So allowing your spine to into the mat and release. And obviously the pregnant ladies are doing their pelvic floor. You are also working your pelvic floor. Okay, so I'd like to revisit the pelvic clock, which we haven't done in ages. Have you done the pelvic clock?
Oh, a few months ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I mean, I often do it for myself
Okay.
when my lower back is just caught.
Okay, so if you locate your belly button and you imagine you've got a marble or an Easter egg, now it has to be one of those round things, otherwise it gets loopy, in your belly button, okay? And then you imagine you've got a clock going all the way around. Yeah, does that make sense? So, marble in here, clock all the way around. Now, 12 o'clock is by your pubic bone, and 6 o'clock is up in your diaphragm. Okay, so marble's in the middle. Now, if we imprint, the marble's going to roll to 6 o'clock, isn't it? And then if we release, it goes back to the middle. And if we arch, it's going to roll to 12 o'clock. So your pelvic tilts are 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Okay, come back to the middle. Now we want to go from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So it's sort of a half imprint-ish, and yes, a little bit of your bum cheek needs to come off the floor. So it's like your hip bones are pushing up. It's quite an internal isolation. And then we want to try whether we can go all the way around. So bring your marble back into the center. Roll the marble to 12 o'clock, and then go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then go the other way around. I'm not going to count backwards, just go the other way around. Okay, really just feeding all those points. You might feel that some of the points need more power or are better for you, so really work intensely on those. Like I don't need to go an awful lot to 12 o'clock, but I need to go a lot to 6 o'clock. So keep going, just a few more rounds. Pregnant ladies, you can do this seated as well if all at home. It sort of works kneeling as well. How's that feeling, Steve?
I got it's catching the arthritic hip where the bone growth is impinging. So I've got it must be. It must.
Yeah, but you might find that sort of it goes really well in some directions, in other directions like.
Well, so I was just thinking, so if anybody's catching a hip, right, because I'm needing another hip replacement quite urgently, so I'm a strange case. If you try taking that leg to the bit more to the side, now it's not catching it.
Okay, good. Right, we are going to do pelvic lift and pulse. So in my class at least, we always do pelvic lift. So I just want to do 1 or 2 and then we stay up there and pulse the knees together. So start off beautifully aligned. Pregnant ladies, wait, I'll give you something else in a moment. That gets me out of this exercise. So imprint, zip up hollow, squeeze your bum and rolling up. Remember we did this in the last class, so pubic bone's the highest bone up, followed by your hip bones, and then there's the scooping out the belly, okay? And rolling back down. So what we're going to add is now, we're going back up, breathing. Exhale, zip-a-doo-dah, squeeze bum, make sure the feet are evenly, okay? Tuck under, and then try and make your knees touch, and open. Touch and open 4 times, and then you push up higher. Pubic bone up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and rolling down. So the whole sequence is up, 4 times knees in, 4 times pubic bone up. Have fun with that. I'll do the calf stretch for the pregnant ladies. So you can do our normal one. parallel, standing upright. If you can't feel your calf, then you need to lean forward. Because in pregnancy, people tend to get a lot of cramps in calves. Apparently the reason's unknown. So it's okay to stretch your calves a little bit longer than your maintenance stretch. Just do it gently. So this is one. I'm just going to give you various options. Then you've got another one where you put your foot up against the wall. There we go. And then straighten. Works best in shoes. I find with the socks I'm slipping away. But I did it in trainers. No, actually in boots when I was queuing up at Sainsbury's against the wall, and that worked really well. Yeah. Or if you've got a block or a book, stand on it. So the toes to the front and heel down. That's just to stop the block from falling over. And then you put the toes on and lower the heel down, making sure it's nice and parallel. And this one works really well if you haven't got a block on the steps in the hallway. Okay? And then make sure you put some power towards the big toe. How are you doing, Steve?
Okay, I'm just rocking my knees into my chest for a moment.
Okay.
Stretching my arms.
We've done that for a long time now anyway. Okay, so next. Okay, pregnant ladies, give me a moment. While the other ones, we're going to have a little flow movement. Right, you need your cloths and you need to have your bum on the edge of the mat.
Everybody.
Everybody, unless you're pregnant. Okay, and you're going to have your legs together. Okay, so in that position, we're going to zip up hollow, imprint, squeeze legs together. Then you're going to slide one leg away, staying in imprint. That's it. So it won't be fully straightening, and that's fine. Oh, I didn't try this with a cloth. My cloth's going to be away from me now, isn't it? Okay, let's just do some normal slides. So rights and lefts. Every time you come back to the middle, squeeze your legs together.
Squeeze your legs together.
Yes.
So they're completely together when they start.
Yes. So you know you're in the middle again because the legs will wander out.
Because you're not hip width apart then with your legs.
No, you put your legs together.
Right, okay. So you should do it hip socket width apart.
Ah.
That's good, fine, no.
Oh, now I remember what I was going to do. Okay, so adding on. So you extend the leg as much as you can in your true imprint. If you can't go any further, stretch the leg away from you, leading through the heel, making sure you're in imprint. Then come to a single knee fold, and then do a hip opening. And then that Easter egg is on the other knee, so that mustn't sway from side to side. Bring it back in, and lower. And then you've lost your cloth, retrieve cloth. And then extending the other leg away from you. Flexing through the heel, extended imprint, fold it into single knee fold, and do a hip opener. You got that, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, follow Steve while I'll be pregnant.
Keep imprinting.
Of course it imprinted. Just gonna watch what Steve's doing. That's
No, I
it.
asked them if they control with it in neutral, but I get them to imprint sometimes because it's more useful. Am I going back through?
I just folded it down.
Oh.
Depends on your strength. If you can lower it down to retrieve your cloth, then do. Otherwise, fold it in and bring it down. Right, pregnant ladies, we're going to do bow and arrow. You can get seated like this, or kneeling, or standing. Okay, so you're going to have both arms forward, and then pull the bow, and go sideways so you can see better. Look right behind you, and coming back. It's probably good to start trying this in all three positions. So do a few standing, a few kneeling. I think you all got okay knees as far as I remember, and you're all good at sitting on the floor as well. so make that your last one. Oh, that's a nice one, well done.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was accidental.
That was beautifully done. I think you're making friends with the cloths now. Good, just fold your knees into your chest and rock forwards and backwards. And side to side. And circle apart and together. And the other way. Okay, coming back up. So the next one is suitable for everybody. Pick yourself. Do we need a cloth? That's always good to have a cloth. Okay. Oh yes, we do need a cloth. Okay, so cloth at the end of the mat. And you're going to put your foot on there. And we're going to come to kneeling. And we want to go to the side, putting the hand down. Now, if you struggle putting the hand down, use a block, pillow, book, box, stool, anything. Okay? So the first exercise we do is simply breathing in, stretching and circling through, just taking your eye line with you. Biggest stretch you can possibly do. Yes, you want to have both hips and the pubic bone facing forward. And now try the other way around. So the other way around has more sort of a lengthening effect. So length of spine and legs. You feel that stretch across the hip there. Lengthen. And lengthen. Oh, we're all going to have such strong bottoms and long model-like legs. Okay, and then we're going to do some threading the needle in this position. So open up, fingertips towards the ceiling, and then see how far you can thread through. You might want to shift your underneath leg slightly round. I think that's easier. And then coming back up. Lengthen, shoulder stability. I know in my class we talked about the shoulder girl, so stability. And if you want spiral referrals, you take your chest up to the ceiling. And threading through. Oh, there's muscles that didn't know existed. Ear on the ground, in an ideal case. Obviously, mummies to be, there'll be tons in the way, so be gentle on this one. And we'll do one more of those. And really think about that shoulder girdle, stabilizing, pushing out. Use those muscles. Strong. Okay, coming back to here. So arm above your head. Tuck under. And we've got a little bit more cleaning to do. So slide that leg further backwards. And there you've got your hip flexor stretch. But make sure you tuck under. Go a little bit more that way. Keep tucking under. Come on, that corner over there wants to be clean as well. And one more. Oh. And let's clean the other side. Change colour if you like. Yeah, all those things you just try and think, oh, that will work. Okay, so place yourself, hips forward, pubic bone forward, move block to the other side, and starting off circling. Up and over the rainbow, so reach as far up as you can, and then bend as low down as you can. And then the other way around, reaching like a sort of sideways Superman. Reach along. reaching long, stretching the leg away from you. 2 more. Reach for the chocolate bar. Reach. And then going into threading the needle. Shoulder stability, lengthen, pushing down, chest to ceiling. One more. And reaching forward. And cleaning the floor behind you. Oh yeah, sideways. Tucking under. That's almost one side, that's so much tighter than the other side.
That really tenses my side bum as well, on the inside.
Last one. Ooh, stronger and longer. We don't go sideways lying. Okay, so you're going to have your legs, your shins at 90 and knees at 90. You're going to lie down. You need a cloth as a pillow. And just relax while the teacher tries to remember what she was trying to do. Oh yeah, this ain't nice. Okay. Right, you're going to extend the top leg forward, flex the foot, lift the leg, turn it in so the big toe is pointing towards the floor, and then we're going to raise the leg 8 times up and down. So it's not about the height, you know, your bum will be kicking in fairly soon. And 1, 2, zip up and hollow, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extend the leg backwards. Reach the other arm forward. So this is similar to what we always do in my class. Tuck under, and again flex the foot and see if you can turn it in, and we're going to touch the floor 8 times, or the nearest option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't really turn in this position. 7, 8. And then we're going to round down the leg up and over. 1, to the front where we've just been, and to the back. Keeping the pelvis really stable, no rocking. Now if you've got lower back issues, really be gentle with this one. You might want to bring the underneath leg higher up. That worked for me. Nice and slow. You can lift the leg as high as you like though. Oh! Last one. And then we're going to do our lying down quad stretch. Tuck under, float the knee towards the ground, keeping really nice and parallel. And I've got a lot of people, their legs are out here, so really nice and parallel. Make sure the heel goes towards your bum, not to the outside. And circle. And the other way around. Okay, just a little cross stretch. So bring knees back to 90. Extend the top leg. Now pregnant ladies, you might want to stay there and just open up a little bit. If you're not pregnant, you can bring your hands underneath your head, cradle the head, and then allow yourself to roll backwards onto your back. It won't be all going down, but that general direction. And you should feel that massive stretch along the side of your back, bum, leg. You can always rearrange the legs. You can fold that front knee higher in. And float that leg up higher. You could reach for the foot, play around with it. I like actually just pushing my knee down and also send that top hip bone away from you. Yeah. So if I had another person available, I'd probably be pushing that hip bone away. So you're tucking under, and if that works, you can push it away yourself. Push it away. Lengthening. And release. And the whole shebang on the other side. Ooh. Okay, so lining up 90 degrees. Extend the leg forward. Flex and lift, turn it. And 8 leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Shiny these things.
6, 7, 8. Oh, that's just murder, isn't it? And floating into the back, reaching the other arm forward, turning in if you can, and touching the ground 8 times. 1, 2, or thereabouts, 3, tuck under, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ronza up and down, tucking under and up and down. Make adjustments to the underneath leg if you feel it's going into your lower spine. Really work the tum. 2 more. So remember what I said about drawing the hip bones together. This is the moment to do this. Draw the hip bones together. And quad stretch. Again there, draw the hip bones together. Float the knee down.
Drop it more. Drop it more. It's higher than your hip.
Is that better?
That's it.
Okay.
That's
Feels
really
like your
easy.
knee's snapping off. I've got a bad knee at the moment. Circle. That's my excuse anyway. No, but I'm very tight in the quads, very long in the hamstrings, very tight in the quads. Not a good combination. Release. Right, extend that leg forward. Rearrange your hands and then roll backwards-ish. And then do what you need to do. I need to bring my underneath leg further in so I can tuck under better. I want to bend my knee a little bit more. Oh, I was reaching that way, wasn't I? There we go. So pushing that top sitting bone away. Oh, that's good. If there'd just be a machine where I could be in for like 3 hours, that'd be so good. And release. Woo, let's have a look at the list. I just robbed my teensy little exercise. Oh, you're in the right position. Well done, Steve.
Oh.
So, I'll let you rest and I'll give the pregnant lady stairs first. So we're going to do Superman, which I think we had in Pilates week 1. So just a quick reminder. So it's extending the arms up. Yes, I think we had, because we were putting blocks onto Steve's back.
Yeah.
Just a few arms and then a few legs, nice and parallel. And then in opposition. Oh, it's all about lengthening. Okay, so that's for the ladies with tummies. If you're not pregnant, we're going to go up front and just do some good old imprints and release. So imprinting, I mean pushing the pubic bone down. Hip bones come up and there should be enough room for a mini Easter egg to roll underneath. Ish, wishful thinking. And again, if you're quite kyphotic, you need to make your adjustments I quite like having my arms to the side because it relaxes the shoulders a little bit better.
Kyphotic people can also try just putting their chin down like that.
Oh yes.
Or their cushions under the chest.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to try sort of the same thing as the pregnant ladies. So if you can have your arms in a V shape forward, do that. Forehead down. Zip up on hollow and then just see whether you can lift the arm. Now I know for some people that's a no-go zone, so then you need to take them wide out or to the side. Okay?
Both arms or one?
Just the one at the moment, alternating. Okay, then leave the arms alone. We're going to do the legs. So stretching one leg as far away as you can, then lift it off the ground. It's not high, it's all about the lengthening. So you're stretching it away so long, it almost makes your hips tilt and then it floats off a little bit. So again, it's not about the height, it just makes your tummy work harder. And then you can work arm and leg in opposition. So right arm left, in opposition, so whichever it is, I can't think.
Opposite arms.
Oh, that's the one, thank you. And relax. Now we've got any superheroes. You can do all arms and legs. Oh, that's hard. And then still keep that room for the marble underneath your tummy.
Keep your forehead down.
Or if you have superheroes, you could bring the head up as well. But that might go on the lower spine, so you really have to judge that yourself. Good for the hamstrings. Jesus.
What about the bum?
Yeah, as well. I think my bum's stronger than my hamstrings. Yes, it would be because I've got loose in the hamstrings. Okay, as we're there, let's do another quad stretch because it's quad week. If you struggle doing the quad stretch on your tummy, go sideways or standing. So pregnant ladies standing up, I should think. Tuck under.
And what that would be, if you don't feel your bum, it means your hamstrings are kicking in and your bum isn't. Right? So we'll have to look at that. We'll have to look at your bum later.
Okay. And change. So your options are you can keep changing legs or superheroes, both legs at the same time. And if you've got any superheroes, take the legs up and come into the nest. And then you can rock forwards and backwards. Easter nest. And if you've got children, they can then sit in the nest.
Bring your knees together now, Amber.
Oh, go on, relax. Okay, I think we'll do an extended child pose.
Yeah, incidentally, while Marissa wasn't feeling her bum muscles but her hamstring, actually what that means is the hamstrings were kicking in, can they hear me?
Yeah.
And taking the action, and her bum was switched off, so which is meant to go bum hamstring, the firing progression. So it means we'll have to have a good look at Marissa's bum later on.
Yeah, but I do know that my hamstrings are weak, so that's probably why I was feeling them more.
Well, then it'd be both, because they can be weak and tight.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll have to examine your bum later in private.
It's just not letting go of my bum. Anyway, extended child pose. Letting your breath come back to normal. You can wiggle from side to side. Let me get a sneaky peek if there's anything else. No, I think we're good. Excellent.
That's extended.
And then just come into a 4-point kneeling. And do another sad cat. Wiggle from side to side. Okay, and then come to standing. Take your cloths.
Before we go, when we finish, I just want to show them what we mean. Right, so
Okay, right. So, floating up into the toes. Floating cloths up. Drop the cloths and lower the heels. Now I've got another special exercise for Steve. You know, we've done the tiptoe walking with cleaning the corners, so I've found another implement that he's never seen. Would you like to give it a go?
No!
In a Pilates manner?
What? Really?
Yeah, spider webs.
On tiptoes?
There we go, excellent. You can do that all the way
That's
around
good,
the house.
that's good, that's good enough, that'll do.
Just found this.
Right,
Okay.
before you go, I'll just illustrate what I was saying about Marissa's bum and hamstrings. Go on your front a minute, Marissa. So, if she was, you know, on the massage couch and we're assessing her firing order for hip extension, that means taking the leg back or pushing away with it, what we'd be checking for is that the bum fires first and the hamstring second, right? Which is the most functional order, right? So, as the practitioner, I would, because she wouldn't know Pilates necessarily, I'd be stabilising, pushing her pelvis into the mat, so her pubic bone is pressing on, and then I would say, lift your right leg, and then, okay, lower it again. Now what I'd be looking for is that this bit fires before that bit. Go, lift. Right, okay, try and make that fire before that. Go, that's better, and one more time. Go, okay, try the other side. Now if that, on that side the hamstring went definitely first.
Really? I squeezed my bum so hard.
Right. Fire, bum, hamstring, better, and that's sort of arched as well. So bum, hamstring. Imagine someone's put a drawing pin on the shelf like that and squeeze away from it. But that's better. Okay. So for example, on my hip replacement side, it fires perfectly. Although it's weak, it's tight there because the scars tighten everything, but the glute is over tight, which goes up into my back, but the knee is good because the bum activates and the hamstring then takes its second place in doing anything like that, right? Whereas the other side, where the knee wouldn't bend for years despite operations, the hamstring always fires first and it switches the glute off. And this is the hip that needs replacing now because that's been going on for 17 years. So this bit is bulky and tight, and this bit is slack and weak by comparison. And that actually pulled my fibia and tibia round each other out of alignment and stopped the knee bending. It used to not bend more than that, especially if I did a ballet bar, which is why I started doing martial arts instead, because it was more natural, the body work, you know. And it's taken me years to get it to bend, but it's still a bit fiery. And then when that is tight there, it pulls your pelvis into this sticky out, bum out position, lordosis, as well as tight hamstrings, because it pulls down on this bit. So
all the knee problems could be coming from your bum.
Well, from the hamstrings, so from bum switched off, hamstring switching on too much, and the side bit as well, around the IT band, you know.
Okay, so homework is check your bums.
Yeah, I'll get somebody else to check your bum.
Okay, happy Easter!
Cheers.